When security whispers swept through the newsroom that shortwave radio transmissions revealed that spies were feeding the Japanese information about military bases in Hawaii, Mr. Aurandt dismissed them, along with the rest of his colleagues. Just transferred back to the mainland, late 1941, the reporter was horrified to hear about the bombing of Pearl Harbor. He considered it a crime of negligence on his conscience that would plague him for the rest of his life. 10 years later, the Cold War heating up. There was a new security whisper, this time at the Argonne National Laboratory. Rumor of dangerously lax security, so lax that according to Aurandt's source, one could walk inside the building and right up to the nuclear reactor. Under the cover of night, and with the help of two of his sources, Aurandt tossed an overcoat over the barbed wire fence, swung his body, and landed on the grounds of the facility. Maybe the guards had been tipped off. Maybe security wasn't nearly as lax as he had been told. But not more than a few seconds after his feet hit the ground, lights and sirens descended upon Mr. Aurandt. His cover story quickly blown. The reporter admitted that he wanted to reveal lax security to do his civic and professional duty and perhaps avert another tragedy, like the one that he felt he could have when he was stationed back in Pearl Harbor. To make matters worse, the FBI even found a pre-written script that he had typed prior to his attempt, telling of his success of infiltrating the facility. It was just lying in the back seat of the car. A grand jury wouldn't let the charges against the reporter proceed, and eventually the controversy would subside. He would go on to be awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, countless journalism and broadcast awards during his more than 70 years as a reporter and commentator. Aurandt had a daily audience of 24 million people who wouldn't know him as an investigative reporter, but as a warm, friendly voice who would tell them the news and a little mystery history. They also wouldn't know him by his surname, but by his given and middle. Paul Harvey would be a steady voice of hope and optimism for a country that was and is in need of it. But even he would have a great regret, a great journalistic blunder that would cause him to falter and eventually overcome. And now you know the rest of the story.